It is the most beautiful backdrop in the USL. Downtown St. Pete, Al Lang Stadium, home of the Tampa Bay Rowdies, as tonight the Charleston Battery come to town. Thrilled you're here, everybody. I'm Drew Felios alongside my partner, Ryan Davis, who is down on the field. Charleston, red hot right now, coming off a 3-0 win over Atlanta United 2. Rowdies still unbeaten so far in USL play for 2020. Ryan, who has the momentum tonight?
Well, Drew, confidence is key in soccer and just about every other sport. And Charleston, with a 3-0 win, like you said, against Atlanta United 2, is their biggest win of the season. They have confidence coming into tonight's game, and they also have momentum. I think the Rowdies have to pick it up to try and get a W tonight. Charleston with momentum coming into Al Lang.
Tremendous players on both sides. Zico Lewis leads the way for the Battery.
Zico Lewis is the typical number 10, but those are hard to find in the USL. He leads Charleston in 4 different offensive categories: goals, shots, and assists. He's the Rowdies' #1 threat, and they're going to have to keep an eye on him in the last third of the field.
And for Tampa Bay, how is Juan Tejada's game evolving here in 2020?
Well, Juan Tejada has shown a different dimension to his game this season. He has 2 assists thus far. However, Coach Neil Collins is going to want to get him on the scorer sheet. He's had 1 shot so far this season. They're going to need him to get to the back of the net for a Rowdies win tonight.
It is warm, too, down on the field, isn't it, Ryan?
It is an icy cold 106 degrees up to 20 minutes ago, so the players are going to have a bit of a challenge. But I think with 5 substitutes tonight, they should be able to handle it. 2
of the traditional powers in USL soccer, the Tampa Bay Rowdies and the Charleston Battery. Kickoff from Al Lang Stadium is coming up next.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, 1 for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are One Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Only match in the USL tonight, Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery set to kick off from St. Petersburg. Rowdies with 8 points, Charleston with 6. As we look at the formations, the Battery in a 4-2-3-1. So solid in the back with Van Schaik and Archer. What a tandem that has become. Zico Lewis, tremendous. He's going to make some noise tonight. 2 goals and an assist so far this season for the Bermuda International. Brino is the goalie. And for the Rowdies, Evan Loro has been solid in net so far. Tejada Guenzati, so lethal up top. Keep an eye on Dalgard, number 23, who gets the nod in this 3-5-2, where Leo Fernandez has been sensational so far this year.
Well, so far the dancing Brazilian has put on his scoring shoes, notching up 3 goals already And Coach Collin has added another tool to his arsenal already.
What an outstanding coaching matchup we've got tonight. Neil Collins, third season with the Rowdies. Michael Anhauser, his third season as well. Actually, Anhauser's been a part of the Battery organization for quite a while. Won a couple championships in USL play. Was a former player there as well, and a great player at Indiana in the NCAA. We pause now for a moment of silence. So the players, along with all 35 championship clubs, standing together in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. And that little moment of silence there, serving notice that we are all united against racism. Players devoted to the cause here in 2020, and now we're set to play soccer. Great to have you with us here tonight. We're underway from downtown St. Pete. Tampa Bay Rowdies and Charleston Battery. And as we get rolling, our injury report brought to you by St. Anthony's Hospital. Dumbuya for the Rowdies is a scratch. He's nursing a knee tonight. Nico Rittmeyer is also out for Charleston. Rittmeyer was injured late in that big win over Atlanta last week. Those are two quality players on both sides. Our officials, J.J. Belinsky leads the crew. Lucio, Martez, and Nichols also along for the ride tonight as the Rowdies possess. Tampa Bay moving right to left.
You see the Rowdies clearly winning the toss and having the Charleston Battery goalkeeper Phil Brino facing the sunlight.
Leo Fernandez goes down hard, and that's two straight tackles there. And Lewis Hilton went down after Fernandez did the same. So a dangerous sequence there for the Rowdies as two of their best players hit the deck.
But the physicality has been shown already by this Battery team. A tough tackle on Juan Tejada right at the kickoff. We now see Leo Fernandez on the ground and Lewis Hilton hitting the deck.
Keys to the match as Fernandez takes a moment to get up off the turf. Ryan, break him down.
Well, this Charleston team is a stubborn defensive team. And for the Rowdies to create some sort of offense, they're going to have to pressure the ball, try to make some errors in the last third of the field, and get some easy goals. Charleston, on the other hand, while the Rowdies push forward and press at home in our land, Charleston, being the visitor, are going to try to create some counterattacks over the top and make this back three of Forrest Lasso and company defend.
And a yellow card issued here in the 3rd minute. Let's take one more look at the play. Was it warranted?
Well, Leo Fernandez just evading the tackle, and it looks like it's...
That's Gadula.
Gadula.
Who gets carded. That's his 2nd yellow of the year.
Logan Gadula made the USL Team of the Week this week, but gets a yellow card already tonight. And Lewis Hilton, so effective on dead balls. Looking to put this one straight at Brino. And looking for a deflection by one of the forwards or the big center backs.
Lewis Hilton drives one far post and right at the hands of Phil Brino. 5 saves this season, and Brino, somebody really looking to break out this year. He's got an opportunity to be the starting keeper for the Charleston Battery after being the backup last season.
Well, talking to Coach Anhauser just 2 days ago, he talked about Brino dropping 8 to 10 pounds and grabbing that #1 position between the sticks this season.
Last time these two teams squared off, it was August of 2019. And the Rowdies with a 5-0 decisive victory in Charleston. I guarantee you the Battery have that in the back of their minds here tonight.
Correct. And they are a solid defensive unit, so I don't expect another 5-0 tonight. I do expect this Charleston Battery team to earn, for the Rowdies to earn every minute on the grass tonight.
Scarlett with the touch, and Charleston trying to counter back the other way. Force lasso to Lauro, who will send it out of bounds for the Rowdies. Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com.
Well, a tricky little back pass by Forrest Lasso got Evan Lauro right into the game. Took evasive action, clearing it out wide. As we see the missed trap by Logan Gadula, playing it right back tonight. This Rowdies formation, Lewis Hilton is going to have to be the orchestrator. He usually is, but with no designated number 10, means that the three midfielders are going to have to, one of them have to push forward, and we expect Lewis Hilton to be the one.
Scarlett sent it long. Mentioned Brino getting his opportunity in goal for Charleston. Remember, he backed up Joe Kuzminski last season. Did have a chance to showcase his skills in the Open Cup, in which the Battery advanced to the 4th round back in 2019. But it is his goal this year, and he has taken advantage of the moment. Scarlett gets up nice and high and puts it to the feet of Guenzati, and now the Rowdies will try and build.
Well, if Lewis Hilton is not going to push forward into that number 10 spot, Seba Guenzati is going to have to drop a little deeper and fill that gap.
Well, contact. Fernandez goes down hard. And no whistle this time, will play on.
I think the referee judged Gadula keeping his eyes on the ball and the contact being inadvertent. So Leo Fernandez not getting the call.
Well, since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Now the official ball supplier of USL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products, Select offers, please visit SelectSportAmerica.com. That's SelectSportAmerica.com.
Drew, just judging by the temperature at the kickoff time, 106 degrees. Going to be interesting to see how the Rowdies press, where they decide to press, as we see Juan Tejada, usually the first culprit to press the ball. Do they start at the three-quarter way mark? Do they wait behind the half? But I can assure you they are going to press the ball sometime during this first half to create some sort of havoc.
And speaking with Coach Anhauser earlier this week, I think we got a clear indication. They are not going to let Leo Fernandez beat them here tonight.
Correct. One of the reasons Gadula has come into that right back position is to protect this left-hand side.
And now turning quickly. This is Piggott. Good cohesion at the moment. Leyland Archer, former College of Charleston star. He, along with Nico Rittmeyer, have provided just a great punch to this Battery lineup over the past 3 seasons. This one goes out, and there'll be a goal kick coming up for Evan Laura.
That was our first look at Zico Lewis, one of the players to watch tonight. He's going to slide right into that channel in front of the back three for the Rowdies, in between Odoro and Doherty on that back three, and try to create some space for his forwards. Jordan Doherty, the teenage Irishman.
Permanent member of the Rowdies this season, on loan last season from Norwich City. And here's Fernandez now. Rowdies will try and develop that cohesion. Send it far side and attack from the right. Tampa Bay just outside the 18. Good cutback. And will the Rowdies get a corner kick? No. Yes, it will be the first corner kick of the night, and it'll be a Morgan Auto Group corner kick for Tampa Bay.
Sebastian Dalga, the late addition, Dumbuya, picked up an injury just before the game, and the Danish international, sorry, not international, but Danish resident gets his start tonight.
Force Lasso, a good target. Leo Fernandez keying that number 3. And rising above is Brino.
Great take by Phil Brino, taking the pressure off of his back foot, just plucking that one out of the air. Leo Fernandez with the in-swinger. And Brino just commanding that 6-yard box. Takes his sting out of the attack and breeds confidence into that back line when your keeper can come out and take the ball out of the air.
This is the first of 4 games this year between these two sides. But if Charleston can somehow find a way to get 3 points tonight, they are in first place in Group H. There's a hard collision there, and Zarakostas going down. We'll show you those standings later on. See how that Group H is stacking up here in USL play, and it's made this season that much more interesting. Here's that collision though. Not much there.
Doherty sort of turned away from Zarakostas, wasn't interested in the challenge. It looks like Zarakostas made contact with Doherty, but the referee thought otherwise and got the foul.
Well, fans follow the Rowdies and the rest of the USL all season long on ESPN+, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. 8 million sports fans have already discovered ESPN+. Watch the championship live there every week. Sign up at ESPNplus.com. Free kick coming up as Doherty gets a warning. And putting this one in motion, Robbie Crawford. Big addition for Charleston here in 2020. This one is airborne. And I'll tell you what, it cannot get any more physical than it has been so far in this first 12 minutes.
But Charleston has made it very clear what they're coming to do here in Al Lang. Sort of rub shoulders with the Rowdies and try and put them off of their game.
Tejada nearly got to it. There's Fernandez again in the midfield. And for this Battery side, what a great improvement they showed in between those Birmingham and Atlanta matches. And this type of attack has been working. It's Daly weaving his way inside the 18, and there is Forrest Lasso coming up big for Tampa Bay. Hard takedown, Leland Archer all over Juan Tejada, and that gets a quick whistle.
Again, sending that message. Juan Tejada trying to hold up the ball for a counter-attack. And Leland Archer, the centre-back, all the way to the Rowdies half. Just applying the professional foul. The Trinidadian, his 3rd season with his Charleston Battery team, the most reliable defender in number 5.
Had a national team call-up. Certainly a guy that you've taken notice of, Ryan, for obvious reasons, your home country.
Correct, and boy, do we need help at centre-back, and Leland Archer's provided that for us, and more than welcome to have him on board.
Lewis Hilton with Lasso. 13th minute, just underway. Al Lang Stadium, Drew Felios and Ryan Davis, along with our phenomenal crew, bringing you USL Soccer, a rare Friday night match here at Al Lang. Accustomed to playing on Saturdays. Last time the Rowdies were here, a 2-2 draw to North Carolina, but in a lot of ways, it felt like a loss because Tampa Bay was winning for most of that match and eventually let go of a 2-0 lead on the visitors.
There's something interesting about a 2-0 lead. It is the most dangerous scoreline in soccer. One goal changes all of the momentum. And as soon as they got that first one, the second one almost seemed inevitable. North Carolina got it in the 83rd minute to tie the game up.
So a good save there by Guillen. And his hustle pays off as the Rowdies continue to possess. Tampa Bay chemistry a little bit choppy through this first 4 games. Neil Collins certainly admitted that, as this team is still very much learning how to play the Rowdies brand of soccer and Neil Collins' brand of soccer.
Correct. Some of the new additions like Lewis Hilton and Forrest Lasso, even though they're veterans, Neil Collins has a unique style of play, especially in a 3-5-2 formation. And it takes some players to pick up the intensity. And as you can see where the intensity comes from, Neil Collins, the Scotsman, wears his heart on his sleeve.
Yeah, you want intensity. Look no further.
That's right.
Again, as Ryan mentioned, about 106 degrees down on the field in the pregame. And another Morgan Auto Group corner kick for Tampa Bay. Leo Fernandez puts it in motion. Got a tremendous hook on that ball. Lasso was able to get a head on it. No damage done.
When Leo Fernandez learned his lesson, his last corner came very close to Phil Brino, who picked it up pretty easily out of the air. This time, Fernandez going a little further out, just a little too far out. You want that ball landing by the penalty spot or a couple feet just inside of the penalty spot.
Tampa Bay turning it up. Ball goes across the pitch that time on the cross, and it should be another Rowdies corner.
A teasing cross by Sebastian Dalgard had the defenders facing his own goal.
So this is the 4th Morgan Auto Group corner kick so far in this match. Rowdies sitting to tempo early on. Lewis Hilton. Scarlett is in there with Lasso and Juan Tejada. So crafty in the box, but in a pretty good spot. Brino got a hand on it.
Great corner and good goalkeeping as well, getting his hand to it.
Robbie Crawford the other way. He's got a great touch, doesn't he?
Well, coming from that Glasgow Rangers, that's going to be a foul on the Jamaican. Nicky Daly. You want your forwards engaged, and Nico Daly just engaged with Dominic Aduro. Jamaica on Ghana. And looks like the Jamaican won that battle.
In football, American football, that's what you call a horse collar, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. And in soccer, it's just called a simple foul.
Forrest Lasso playing his former team tonight.
So interesting when former players come up against their previous teams.
There he is, Lasso, 60 appearances for the Battery. Imagine the motion, Ryan, that's going through his veins.
He's going to have a little something extra tonight in that 18-yard box for the Rowdies.
Battery now moving, Gadula. Nicely done to Lewis. Lewis got caught in the crowd, though. And the Rowdies able to come up with it. Tejada may have been shoved from behind there, and the whistle comes in. Will be Tampa Bay ball. Well, it takes incredible courage and an incredible team to beat cancer. As a top-ranked cancer hospital, Moffitt offering every resource available to help you win your fight. Visit Moffitt.org to learn more. That's Moffitt.org.
Just in that previous sequence, we saw Aaron Guillen, his distribution out of the back. So important for this back three for the Rowdies to distribute the ball cleanly to Lewis Hilton and company in the midfield. Puts a lot of pressure on opposing teams.
Numbers now for Charleston. They've got tremendous speed up front. This is Crawford once more. Such a huge signing he was in the offseason. Coming over from Rangers FC. He's got one yellow so far this year, has not gotten onto the score sheet.
During his time in Rangers, Crawford with, in 2018, 7 goals and 6 assists from the midfield. More than useful, the number 6.
Cross on the way. It's on the ground. Crawford comes up to receive it. Danger time for the Rowdies. And the ball out of bounds. Let's see, Charleston looks like they're going to get their first corner kick of the night.
Well, interesting cross, this time on the ground. Deshaun Nemhard, rather than going in the air, using his left foot, using the carpet. It looks like Crawford almost got in.
So Morgan Auto Group corner kick to Robbie Crawford. Crawford will be the in-swinger. Evan Loro in goal. Loro has conceded 4 times this season for Tampa Bay. This one a line drive. Rowdies can't clear it. And sent up by Stavros Zarakostas. Zarakostas sends it out of bounds. Well, sign up today and get alerts all year long by following your club on ESPN.com. Search for the Rowdies, then click on the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Get reminders on the Rowdies' next match by going to ESPN.com now. Click follow your club. Wantahata involved here early. 21st minute. No score thus far.
Well, even though this sort of plays into the hands of this Charleston Battery team looking to counterattack, it's still so important for this Rowdies team to play their style of football, possession type of football. Sort of stick to their identity, especially at home.
Spotted down. And Charleston will have it in a very dangerous spot here. "150 fans approximately at Al Link Stadium tonight. They're making as much noise as they possibly can. Obviously, not the same environment we're used to. But what a job they are doing.
Ralph's mob always in attendance, trying to make as much noise as they can.
Ball is driven and driven over everybody. It'll go out of bounds and belong to the Rowdies. And once again, a great job. You see the Rowdies faithful behind the goal. The Rowdies front office led by General Manager Lee Cohen, who we're going to also have a chance to chat with at halftime. Just making this environment as fun as it possibly can be.
We'll talk about setting the tone. General Manager Lee Cohen comes in. It just creates such a great atmosphere in Al Lang Stadium. And the 150 fans that have showed up will definitely feel appreciated in Al Lang tonight.
And really, fun is not the first priority. The first priority is safe.
Correct.
So Rowdies president Lee Cohen will join us at the half. Definitely want to stay tuned for that. Got much more coming up.
Just taking a look at Charleston stepping up their press to that 3/4 mark. Trying to have the Rowdies play out of the back under pressure. And they do.
Lewis Hilton. Rowdies now switching the point of attack. Done a good job spreading out that Battery defense so far. This ball placed nicely. Guenzati on the run. Can he chase it down? Nice effort.
El Capitan, the emotional leader of this Rowdies team, is going to run every ball down tonight. As they say over in the UK, he's going to run his socks off. Ball over the top. Couldn't quite get to it, but not because of a lack of effort.
4th season as a Rowdy for Seba Guenzati. 19 goals a season ago.
You can hear the cries of away from the bench. Safety on the part of Aaron Guillen.
Gadula Now Guinsati the other way with Fernandez. Fernandez pinched along the touchline, but Leo gets it back, and this is where he is at his most dangerous.
Well, good job by Charleston closing down and corralling the Brazilian, not giving him any space. As we see Deshaun Nemhard, number 12. One of the big success stories for this Charleston team is their play up the wings, and that's because they're overlapping on their wing backs. Tonight, Deshaun Nemhard, of course, Logan Gadula on the other side. They're going to try to push forward and pin Leo Fernandez and Sebastian Dalgard back for the Rowdies, not allowing their wide midfielders to get forward. Lewis Hilton just trying to ping that one out to the right-hand side. A little too long and an easy take for Phil Brino.
"25 minutes in, no damage done." Free kick here for the Charleston Battery. Charleston's always been known for their defensive play, but this year trying to become a little bit more offensive, and they feel like they've got the tools, the personnel to do that.
Correct. Coach Anhauser, like we just talked about, there he is, USL Hall of Famer 2013, pushing his players forward, having those fullbacks join the attack of Zico Lewis, Romario Pigot, and Angelo Kelly.
Aaron Guillen. Last couple of years with North Carolina FC, he's got it at his feet right now for Tampa Bay.
Good patience by the Rowdies. In this type of weather, keeping some possession, have Charleston moving from left to right.
Guinsati trying to chase it down. He is just always motoring for the Rowdies. Fernandez throws it in quickly.
Coach Collins said he's just so reliable on the field, making runs tirelessly for this Rowdies team. And a good finisher as well. 19 goals last season, set the record for this Tampa Bay Rowdies unit club. Undroppable, El Capitan.
Loft this one up. Tejada tries to go get it. Once again, Juan Tejada, the big stat you mentioned in the pregame. He's not had many looks on goal so far this year. Did have that huge assist at Birmingham.
You know, strikers are the barometer of your team. You tell how your offense is going by how much service your strikers are getting. And Juan Tejada, with only one shot on goal this season so far, kind of shows that the problem is happening a little further back. Could be happening in that midfield unit or the distribution out of the back three for this Rowdies team. Something that Coach Neil Collins has to look at, has to get his center forwards looks and attempts.
Jordan Scarlett tossing it in for the Rowdies. Tampa Bay moving, and here's Tejada. So quickly, he can become a threat. Jordan Doherty, very patient. And we've seen him make strides with that patience here throughout the last few weeks. Guillen touches. Doherty again. Charleston trying to make Doherty make decisions. Doing a good job thus far.
I think Jordan Doherty adds that little bit of assurance for Coach Collins in the midfield, playing him along with Dominic Aduro.
Quickly, Hilton with a shot, and right in the arms of Brino.
Playing him alongside Dominic Aduro allows Lewis Hilton to push up, and also allows Leo Fernandez to push up as well, as Lewis Hilton gets some daylight, and boy can he strike a ball, gets his laces on it. But fortunately for Phil Brino, goes right to him. Looks like Charleston is going to play this one short, try and change things up. rather than lofting it into the 18-yard box. Oh, great effort by the number 16, Zaracostas, keeping it in and keeping the pressure on the Rowdies.
Sent out right in front of our camera. Now here's Leyland Archer. 30th minute. Lasso battling for it. And drawing a whistle there. Lasso got to be careful. Lewis went down hard.
Well, we talked about the physicality before. Forrest Lasso came across and made sure he was going to win that ball one way or the other. It looked from the first look, and now they're calling across to the bench. Oof. But Jordan Scarlett seems very eager to get the medical attention to Zico Lewis. Looks like it was a forearm to the jaw.
Another discussion with Lasso. Did not look like much on the replay.
Looks like the corner crew came across like in a boxing fight. And looks like Forrest Lasso picks up a yellow card. The forearm looked inadvertent on the replay. But the big center back is now under pressure, picking up a yellow card in what seems to be an inadvertent collision or contact. As the medical staff looks like a corner crew in a boxing match. Here's Lasso looking for the ball, finds it. Shoulder to shoulder, and the 6'6" Lasso, his forearm finds the jaw of the 5'6" Zico Lewis. He's a victim of his height there, Drew.
JJ Belinsky, our official, very active here in the first 30+ minutes. And that leads us to our first hydration break here tonight. Temperatures scorching down on the pitch. Players will certainly take advantage of this. And so far, several corner kicks sort of defining the run of play.
It is Leo Fernandez's first, and Phil Brino coming out bravely, commanding his 6-yard box, taking the pressure off his defense. Fernandez learns, comes a little wider out, and Forrest Lasso tries to nod it back down, and Charleston defended well. Here's from the other side, Lewis Hilton trying to test Brino again. He gets his hands to it. This time the Scotsman Crawford swings one into the near post. All well-struck corners, but no team has been able to capitalize, and it was Zaracostas in the end kicking that one over bar.
Well, look at what is coming up tomorrow in the Eastern Conference in USL play. North Carolina, Birmingham. Should be fun. North Carolina always giving the Rowdies issues. Birmingham and the Rowdies just involved in a draw. And on Sunday, it's Hartford and Loudoun United. That's Sunday, 7 p.m. You can watch that one on ESPN Plus as well. All of these games airing on ESPN Plus. That Pittsburgh-Philadelphia match 2 going to be interesting.
Talk about an East Coast matchup. North Carolina, Birmingham Legion. 2 teams that the Rowdies just played and tied those 2 games. They're going to be interested to see the outcome of that one.
Such a different season so far for the Rowdies and all the teams in USL action, understandably. I think what is so interesting about Tampa Bay, they only see their locker rooms on game day. During the week, during prep, they stay outside in these temperatures the entire time, even to watch film.
You know, we talk about the sacrifice. I mean, we're all appreciative the fact that sports is back on, but understand the players, in order to put this product on the field every weekend, have to sacrifice as well.
Zico Lewis off the free kick for Charleston. J.J. Walensky quickly steps in. Evan Loro in place. And here we go. Lewis, another line drive, and a good job by Damaduro.
Well, Zico Lewis looked like he was trying to sneak that one into the near post. And the Ghanaian Dominic Aduro defending his post well. But it's going to be another in-swinger. And judging from their previous corner, looked like they may attack that first post again. Yes,
Lewis,
they do.
he can certainly has a cannon for a foot. Van Schaik. And Charleston still attacking.
Oh.
Good move on Tejada to get free. The Rowdies will send it out. We'll have one more corner from the visitors.
Well, there's Juan Tejada trying to stay in front of the young Greek Stavros Zarakostas. Here he is, shows him, it's called a flip-flap, shows you right, goes left. And use that left foot to swing it across. It looks like Sebastian Dalgard provides some reinforcements. But another corner for the visitors.
Crawford off the corner. Rowdies doing splendid work right now defensively.
Always useful to have a 6'6" center back in Lasso at the back.
Tejada staying feisty. Another ball put in motion. Loro there to fist it out. Rebound was on the way. Leyland Archer could not square it up.
Well, a good strong punch by Evan Lauro, but Leland Archer, the number 5 center back, waiting for the droppings. And just couldn't finish his shot at the end.
Well, it takes an amazing team to be the #1 construction firm in Central Florida. At Ripa & Associates, we believe in investing in our employees and in our community. Visit ripaconstruction.com to learn more. Tejada racing, trying to counter for Tampa Bay, getting down quickly. Leyland Archer was there to meet him.
Well, Leland Archer, first 36 minutes of this match, the Trinidad and Tobago international player, the most reliable defender, Coach Einazer has mentioned.
Had a chance to watch him come up through the ranks. Tormenta FC, great club in USL League One and League Two as well.
Not only development, but they have quite a reputation in Georgia, a Tormenta team. And Leland Archer, just a product of a great system.
College of Charleston produced some really great athletes, not just in soccer, but sports across the board.
You know, I've attended the College of Charleston for a graduation.
Really?
Very close to the ocean. Charleston, just such a scenic town.
I'll tell you what, Ryan, on the entire eastern part of the country, if I did not live in the Tampa Bay area, I think I would live in Charleston, South Carolina.
Drew, you said it. It is beautiful.
Battery now going to work.
Oh,
That one skates across the pitch. That ball was just begging for somebody to take control of it.
looks like a player's down. Looks like to be Mario Pigot, number 8. And with shoulders and elbows and forearms flying, Pigot seems to be another victim of the physicality. Looks like Aaron Guillen, the 27-year-old Mexican.
Has this one been about what you thought it would be so far?
I did. I knew Charleston was going to come in here and be stubborn defensively. But the physicality I didn't expect, but they've certainly delivered in that department. Important for Charlotte to have some possession here, slow things down. Oh.
Nifty move there, Daly, top of the box, just lost it. Rowdies Chance to get on top, and now Tejada with 3 on him, battling in the center circle.
Talk about battling. Like you said, 3 white shirts, and he still maintains possession.
Oh, how about this ball on the ground? Guenzati cuts back. Saba tries to get a shot on and scores!
Well,
wow.
Mr. Reliable is what his coach calls him. The captain himself steps up and with a solo effort gives the home team, the Tampa Bay Rowdies, the lead 1-0. Saba Guenzati off the outside of the foot. Here it is. So much work to do. Fakes inside, looks up, and with the outside of the boot goes near post. Took a deflection, and it got past Phil Brino. But what an effort by the captain, number 13. His 3rd goal of the season, and what a time to get it.
So in the 40th minute, Saba works magic. We've seen so many Saba goals in his Rowdies career. That one among the best.
It was a pure solo effort, so much to do. Van Schaik was on his back, he shook him off and comes inside. And the audacious attempt with the outside of the right foot. I think it caught Phil Brino by surprise. The deflection didn't help, but it was totally conjured up by the captain.
Rowdies racing back the other way, Dahlgaard tried to get through a crowd. So Tampa Bay with some fireworks before halftime, and what a busy halftime we have coming up for you here on ESPN+. As we will hear from Rowdies president Lee Cohen. Lee finally gets a chance to join us. Cannot wait for that. He has been so busy throughout the offseason and regular season. USL Championship League updates, USL Academy Player Promotion Program, highlights, stats, and so much more. Halftime brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. It's straight ahead.
Coach Collins has to be pleased with his emotional leader on the field, Guenzati. Almost like his partner in crime. Just delivering instructions and motivating his players off the field is Collins, as much as Guenzati does it on the field. Smart play by the Rowdies, getting the goal, now slowing the tempo down. They say you're most vulnerable when you've just scored. It looks like the Rowdies are not taking any chances.
Now Fernandez. Rowdies starting to build. Some nice cohesion here. Guenzati will get more attention. Archer.
Wow.
We'll watch it go out of bounds. And it'll be off on Guenzati. Goal kick for the Battery. How much is that goal? It'll take a little bit of the load and the pressure off Tampa Bay going into halftime.
Well said, Drew. Just takes the pressure off of the home team, who's trying to get 3 points here in Alang. When you get to strike first, now you have to have the opposition react as they go into the half, maybe 1-0 down. We still have 3 minutes to go.
Jordan Scarlett, the Jamaican, key addition in the back for the Rowdies.
Talk about another leader, Jordan Scarlett.
Another hard collision here, and this will be another yellow card. 43rd minute. J.J. Walensky getting busier by the moment.
I'm not sure if he has any more room left on the back of that yellow card. As we see Zara Costas coming in and just taking his eye off the ball. No effort to go for the ball. Just barges in. Now, with 2 minutes to go, up a goal, Lewis Hilton on a dead ball. It's in a tricky sort of distance from the goal, too far to shoot, but yet maybe too close to chip it into the box. The angle is the far post where Forrest Lasso is with Juan Tejada.
Hilton. Not the idea he was looking for that time.
Well, he was clipping it into that general area with Lasso and worked her harder, but I think there was a misunderstanding. And in the end, harmlessly goes out for a goal kick.
So Seba Guinzotti scored in the 51st minute at Birmingham last week. Strikes again for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. I don't think he has an off night. He brings it every single night.
And so much goals come in the center forward position, just purely off of effort. Guinzotti with a lot of skill in that one.
Oh, blatant push from behind. And Lewis going to get called this time.
Well, if Zico Lewis is going to complain about forearm shivers to the jaw, you can't be putting two hands on the back of a defender and just throwing him over. Jordan Scarlett landing on that shoulder.
I think he didn't like the way Guillen went up that time for that 50-50 ball.
That was even a penalty in American football. Two hands to the back, I think they call that, right, Drew?
It's called an illegal block.
Illegal block, thank you.
Four minutes of extra time. That is an eternity for both sides here. Tampa Bay with the momentum. Let's see if they can keep it. Crawford comes up with it for the Battery. Tries to lay this one down the touchline, a little bit too far left.
Well, knowing there's just a couple minutes left for the half, Rowdies seem to be pressuring the ball, trying to get a bit of a last gasp of effort into the challenges and trying to stifle this Charleston team, not allowing them to get back in the game.
Saw that span of about 5 minutes where Charleston continued to knock on the door and the Rowdies defense came up big. Other than that, not much offensively from the visitors. But let's not speak too soon. Charleston right side with Zarakostas, and there to meet him is Guillen.
Well, look at the positioning by Guillen, showing him the corner flag, trying to usher him to the sidelines. Nowhere for Zarakostas to go. In the end, good defending by the Mexican. But it's corner kick time, and Zico Lewis with his cultured left foot can cause problems at this first post. Two hands up, maybe a different area.
First half littered with corners. Here's another. Zico Lewis. The Bermuda International on the ground this time. Trying to set one up. Battery with Archer. He keeps it alive. Rebound. A shot right up into the bleachers.
Beautiful corner kick by Charleston. Changing things up right out of the training ground. It was Zico Lewis rolling it into Crawford. Here it is again. And Crawford side-footing it right into the mixer. Rowdies evade it. Archer lays it back. And Jordan Scarlett deflects it for another corner.
Scarlett got a piece, so that leads to another corner. Robbie Crawford once more. Rowdies scrambling to keep Charleston off the scoreboard. And there is Lasso doing some great work against his former team.
And a towering header by the center back. Oh.
Lewis, left-footed blast. Lasso again, he's everywhere.
That was Lewis on Lewis there, Drew. Lewis on Lewis crime, they call that.
And Loro takes care of the rest. Credit all 11 Tampa Bay Rowdies, though, that time. That is what defense is all about.
Well, staying disciplined, keeping your marks, despite the ball moving around. And Forrest Lasso leading that back line, not only in dead balls, but in free and open play as well. Looks like Guinzotti is going to be called for a foul on Archer this time. Archer, such a commanding presence. Talking about Lasso on one end, Archer on the other. Two of USL's finest playing tonight in Allang Stadium.
No substitutes used thus far. Expected, likely we'll see some at the half. Of course, 5 subs allowed in 2020 USL play. Zarakostas having an impact. This one put in the air. Cross. And let's see. Another whistle. We'll have a hold. There's J.J. Walensky. Tell you what, you're not gonna push him around tonight. That's for sure. Our lead official is an imposing force.
And what a better game for him to officiate than tonight, with these teams playing physical.
First half in the books from Al Lang Stadium. The Rowdies take a goal to the locker room and a 1-0 lead over the Charleston Battery. Halftime festivities. Don't you dare go anywhere. They're next.
Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer, unquestionably good.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
They're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
Welcome to the halftime show. Here is the Tampa Bay Rowdies lead the Charleston Battery, and our halftime show brought to you by Visit Tampa Bay. Visit Tampa Bay, where treasure awaits. Great to have you with us, everybody. I'm Drew Felios. The Tampa Bay Rowdies with a 1-0 lead over the Charleston Battery. It was Seba Guinzotti with a huge goal for Tampa Bay, and he is the difference right now in this match. All right, we're going to be joined by Rowdies president Lee Cohen, who joins us now on the field. And Lee, it has been such a different year for the Rowdies so far, understandably, and the most busy probably that you've ever experienced. What has been the biggest challenge and accomplishment so far for you and your organization?
I don't know if I'm as busy as J.J. Walensky today on the center of this field, but we've definitely been very busy. It's been a great 2 months to get to where we've gotten to. A lot of great work and effort by everybody from the Rays organization to the Rowdies organization to be able to have a night like tonight where we have 200 people in this building cheering, rooting for the Rowdies, scoring goals on a great night in downtown St. Pete.
So many Rowdies fans, so many Charleston fans also, but let's talk about the Rowdies fans who are waiting for their opportunity to come to Al Lang Stadium. I know only about 150 have been allowed here so far. Can we expect more in the coming weeks?
Yeah, you know what, we feel comfortable. We've been doing things right over the first 2.5 games, and we feel where we're at right now is a good chance to potentially assess and see if there's a greater opportunity to bring season ticket holders in August in the games that we have, and we'll see where it goes from there, right? We're going to watch what's happening in the state of Florida, and we feel comfortable with what we've proposed, what we've executed for the first 2.5 games, like I've said, and we're excited about the opportunity to bring more people in it.
I know, Lee, the acquisitions that you've made in recent years have been really seamless. Can Rowdies fans expect another player to be added here in the coming days?
Yeah, we're always assessing. The roster is a constant overturn from what we've done in 2017, 18, 19, and here in 2020. And if we see an opportunity to bring in a player that can help us and make us better, who knows? Maybe he was here today on the backfield before the game started, getting a quick workout. Maybe he wasn't. But I just say keep your eyes on things over the next couple weeks.
And finally, Seba Guinzotti, really one of the faces of this organization. You've seen every single one of his goals. How special was that last one?
Man, you almost left me speechless there. Seba's 3 years today, we signed Seba. I'll never forget the phone call I received from Gio Savarese asking us would we have an interest in bringing Seba in. And I can't say whether that was the best time I ever picked up the phone, but a true leader, a true captain, and couldn't be more happy for him tonight to score a goal on what is his 3-year anniversary. So very happy for Seba. Great kid on and off the field. Very proud to call our captain.
Rowdies President Lee Cohen. Lee, thanks so much.
Thanks, Drew.
All right, it is about the future here in USL Championship, not just the present. And with that, we bring you USL Championship Academy.
A critical player development strategy within the USL Academy League model is player promotion through each player registration status. Through this process, top young talent will continually be challenged by playing up with older players, and the best players will eventually integrate into the USL senior team environment. Player promotion begins through the talent identification process, where top U15 through U19 players from the youth network will be evaluated under the philosophy that if you're good enough, you're old enough. Once a player excels in the USL Academy League, they will be given the opportunity to integrate into a senior team environment. As they assimilate and meet senior team standards, USL Championship and League One clubs will be able to offer the most talented players professional or amateur contracts with their senior team. This mechanism is especially key, as it provides the players ready to go pro with a direct path to do so. Clubs in League Two will use their senior team to provide their top young talents experience with college-age players during the summer. Players signing amateur contracts at any of these levels are provided the chance to experience the senior team level of play at a young age, while still maintaining their college eligibility. By pushing more top young players across the US into professional environments, the USL will play a key role in improving the overall level of the elite American player, ultimately helping us reach, if not exceed, our potential as a soccer nation at the international level. For more information, visit usl-academy.com.
The United Soccer League and its 47th championship and League One clubs stand united in support of diversity, inclusivity, equality, and compassion. Together, we can make a difference. Together, we can create change. Together, we are united against racism.
Some great storylines.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
A great challenge still lies before us, Florida. And as we try to understand this new normal, we must remember, things aren't normal. Not yet. So let's all keep doing our part to stay healthy until it is. We are one Florida. And Florida Blue remains committed to the one place we've ever called home.
The fighting spirit is one we all share. Amanda Nunes wears hers with pride. From standing up for herself against the doubters, to being the only woman in her MMA training gym. Amanda refused to let stereotypes get in her way. Whether inside the octagon or out. Since 1925, we've proved that it doesn't matter where you come from. It matters what you're made of. Modelo, the official beer of UFC.
Welcome back to our Visit Tampa Bay halftime show, where treasure awaits. The Tampa Bay Rowdies leading the Charleston Battery by a count of 1-0. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis, and highlights abound after 45 minutes and change. Hot and humid night inside Al Lang Stadium and filled with corner kicks. Early on, it was Brino rising above and reeling that one in. Tampa Bay and Charleston in a very physical match so far. Nembhard coming out, and then it was Hilton with a nice shot on goal for Tampa Bay. Zaracostas, he along with Juan Tejada, they got into a couple tussles. Evan Loro doing his job in goal for the home side. So Rowdies battling throughout the night. Jordan Doherty, how about this Seba Guenzati goal? Cuts it back inside the box and just squirts it in with the right foot. Guenzati with a true gem. Rowdies president Lee Cohen saying that's as good a goal as we have seen in Seba Guenzati's career, and I would certainly agree with that. So Guenzati all smiles as the Rowdies have a 1-0 lead. Let's take a look at some first half stats. And you look at the goal story, shots as well. Charleston leading in that category 5-3. Time of possession, the Rowdies just under 60%. And the corners, a total of 8 of them so far. In this match, yellow cards, talked physical. Charleston has certainly thrown their weight around.
Well, with the Rowdies holding so much possession, Drew, Charleston are trying to knock them off of their game and try and gain possession of their own. As a result of that, they've picked up yellow cards. The game has been physical. The away team has stuck to the script, trying to be physical and knock them off of their perch, the Rowdies off their perch. But the Rowdies have held firm so far, 60% like you said. Expect more from the second half from this Charleston team, and the Rowdies setting the tempo.
Upcoming road for Tampa Bay. They head down south to Miami. That coming up on August 7th, a week from now. Atlanta United, Miami FC, and Atlanta United too. Those are the next 2 home matches here at Al Lang, and then at the Charleston Battery. So the second meeting with the Battery at the end of August, on August 29th. Great to have you with us tonight. Drew Felios along with Ryan Davis. And Ryan, your halftime analysis. So many points to ponder after 45 and change.
Correct. The Rowdies have been steadfast in maintaining possession like we just talked about. Seba Guenzati with just an amazing solo effort, putting the team on his back, getting that goal, putting the pressure on the visitors, Charleston. Now, Charleston have a big center forward by the number 9 named Arthur Boschwa. He may come off the bench and partner Zico Lewis, give Zico Lewis that big target up front, and also someone to aim for on those crosses with the fullbacks of Nembhard and Ogadula coming forward. So the Rowdies have to stay compact in the back, put pressure on the ball, stop the crosses, and then continue to maintain possession, and that's going to create spaces for Juan Tejada and Seba Guenzati as Charleston push forward to try and get the equalizer.
Good stuff. Ryan Davis. Ready for half number 2. J.J. Walensky, our head official, has taken control of this match. Several moments where things could have gotten a little testy, but Walensky has been in command thus far, and the Rowdies now will work from left to right. Second half underway from Al Lang on a rare Friday night edition of Tampa Bay Rowdies Soccer. This is Guillen, he's tripped up. And Walensky right there with the whistle, and Logan Gadula, part of that USL Team of the Week that we talked about, at halftime involved. Guillen went down hard that time. You see him kind of grimacing as he got up slowly. And now Lewis Hilton places it down for the Rowdies.
The Rowdies getting a goal from a set piece just a week ago from Leo Fernandez. Going to try and get Forrest Lasso now on this last post. Matched up with Leland Archer. Here it comes.
Hilton drives it nicely. Archer, that last point of defense. Guenzati controls it. And the Rowdies now will possess.
So important for Lewis Hilton to get on the ball, which he has done so far tonight. Leads this team in passes and an 80% completion rate. It's just so influential for this Coach Collins Tampa Bay Rowdies team. Logan Gadula, like we talked about, team of the week. 15 appearances for Hartford last season. He's fourth in this team in passes at 70% is Adula.
You a little surprised right now? It does not look like we have any changes at the half.
I think both coaches are just waiting and buying the time, trying to get a little bit more of a, not a script, but a flow of the game so they can kind of make their changes and adjust accordingly.
Nice ball this time right down the middle. And a good slide. As Forrest Lasso taps it out of bounds, you're looking at Neil Collins, Rowdies head coach, here at Outling Stadium. Is Tampa Bay Rowdies leading the Charleston Battery, 48th minute. Drew Felios with Ryan Davis. Rowdies fans, we're thrilled you're watching here tonight on ESPN+. Guenzati tries to cross, and there's Archer stride for stride.
The Rowdies fans have to be loving Sebastian Dalgard on that right-hand side. Just effortlessly just going past defenders and just laying that ball off of Seba Guenzati, who tried to just get that ball across the goal. But again, number 5 at the back. Remember his name, Leland Archer.
Corner kick coming up, brought to you by Morgan Auto Group, proud sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies. Morgan Automotive at morganautogroup.com. All your auto needs.
And Leo Fernandez trying to signal to the Rowdies where he's going to put it.
That golden left foot for Fernandez. And this will be another corner coming up, brought to you by Morgan Auto Group.
Well, a missed kick by Fernandez and a missed kick by Piggott. That equals another corner kick. Just a quick tidbit, Drew. No goals have been scored so far at this end in Al Lang Stadium this season. All 8 goals so far on the other end. And this end is where Ralph's mob is. And they're going to demand a goal sooner or later.
Lasso trying to get free. Got airborne right at the 6. And here is Hilton with a straight-on drive. that Rowdies faithful just behind the goal. Just holding their breaths, hoping for goal number 2.
That's right. Just now it was Lasso against Archer again. As we look, the ball nodded down for Lewis with a left foot this time and just splicing it into Ralph's mob. The noisy neighbors, Ralph's mob.
Now, Rowdy soccer is great in any form, Ryan, but certainly we miss our fans, and everybody in the organization would say just that.
What a following over here in Tampa Bay this Rowdies team has for decades on end. Just love to have them back in these seats. And the players more than anyone else would like that as well.
Hopefully that's not too far away. Touched up by Angelo Kelly. And the Battery controlling. Here's Piggott.
And here's the overlapping Abdullah.
Gadula draws 2. Fernandez right there with him. Trying to get by Leo and could not stay on his feet.
A good defensive sequence by Leo Fernandez, but we talked about the overlapping fullbacks, and there's Gadula on the right-hand side. Overlapping again. As we see the replay, Gadula taking his man on. Fernandez staying with him, corralling him to the byline. Gadula just going over easy at the end, feeling the contact.
Well, Tampa Bay is Florida's most ways to play. Plan your next adventure at visitTampaBay.com. That's visitTampaBay.com, where treasure awaits. Hilton. Sent out of bounds that time. Archer, an imposing force back there, and he is not going to win that collision.
Looks like the Englishman fell awkwardly. Either that or his fingers were trampled on by accident.
Hilton sends it down. This will be handled by Brino.
Looks like the aftershocks of that hand injury. Hilton just getting that ball away. Great read by Delgado.
Nicely done by Sebastian. Guenzati will take it from there. Seba looking for Tejada, just over his head.
Just agonizingly close for Juan Tejada. Again, no shots so far tonight. I just have loved that one to have dropped. Just a couple of feet shorter. Speaking about shorter, all 5'7" of Juan Tejada. As Ralph Smob keeps reminding us, the shortest man with the longest hair on the field.
Talked about great Rowdies fans who like to come here and watch this team week in and week out. Charles Gallagher, another, always active in the community. Can't wait to see him back at Rowdies games, as well as so many others. Lee Cohen, Rowdies president, at halftime with a glimpse of hope, saying that the days are coming when more fans are going to be allowed here at Al Lang.
Just looking at the build of this Rowdies team, it is built to go deep into the season with their depth. Rowdies fans would love to be here coming towards the end of the season.
Hard. Now with Zarakostas. Zarakostas crafty, but a little too much that time. Daugard able to take it away. Jared Van Schaik, over 3,000 minutes on the pitch last season. What a rock he was. Team MVP in 2019.
Talk about Mr. Reliable. That's what Guenzati is for the Rowdies. As much as Van Schaik, the man on the ball right now, is for this Charleston team.
Two clubs similar in their makeup, their philosophy also. Neil Collins, of course, loves defense. So does Coach Anhauser. This is Adoro coming through, and now Tejada.
This is where the Rowdies need to capitalize on those interceptions. As Lewis Hilton gives that one away. But they seem to be doing all the right things.
Turned by Zarakostas, and neither team can really get to that final third.
Another interception by Aduro. This time, no counterattack on the cards.
Over the top, Guenzati. Flag stays down. Seba. Oh, saved. Nicely by Brino. Took a chance and it paid off.
Well, great goalkeeping by Brino. He covered the angle well. Guenzati's second touch took him away from the goal, which narrowed the angle and made it a little easier for Brino. And again, the Uruguayan making himself available. Good ball over the top. You know, Rowdies fans come to expect players like Guenzati, Tejada, and so on to finish games. But with the 5 substitution rule, a bit of tactics starts to creep in. And players that you expect to finish games may be subbed out because there's so much to choose from the bench. And you have players like Lucky and Kosana, and Kyle Murphy waiting for their turn. Guenzati not assured to play the full 90 minutes. Looks like Jordan Scarlett who's being too physical at that point. The man from Montego Bay, Jordan Scarlett.
Crawford. Zarakostas. Now it's Crawford. Trying to create a little space. Switches the point of attack. Archer handles it. Deflected by Hilton. Made it difficult. And now trouble in the box as the ball just goes outside the pipes.
Well, Zarakostas was in on goal. Evan Lauro was left to hang, as they say. Ball just, look at the deflection, this time off Aduro, and it drops to the number 16, who just couldn't turn it in. Couldn't nod it in, rather. Evan Lauro is right there. But what a chance for the visitors. Just when you thought the Rowdies did everything right, getting their feet rather, to every pass, just deflecting it, it drops kindly to number 16.
Rowdies now over 60%. Charleston just under 40.
Right where you want to be in this type of weather, Drew.
Well, sign up today and get alerts all year long by following the Rowdies on ESPN.com. Search for the Rowdies and then click the follow button to keep up with the latest news and scores. Plus, get reminders on the Rowdies' next match. Go to ESPN.com now, click on follow your club.
Loving the singing by Ralph Smog, entertaining us with their vocal abilities.
Stolen away. Out of nowhere, here comes Jordan Scarlett. Hilton.
The kind of confidence you have to have as a defender to pick the pocket of a midfielder like that. Exceptional from Jordan Scarlett.
Quick counter, though. Charleston, good position. Gets inside the box. Contact there by Lasso. And no whistle here. And I think Lasso lucky that time.
Well, it was an aggressive run by Daly, the Jamaican, full of life, full of speed. But he pushed a little too long, and there's Forrest Lasso getting to it. The collision was there, but Lasso got the ball first. But brave running by the youngster. Daly, just 20 years old.
So corner kick. Try to go far post with it. And once again, Charleston lets an opportunity get away.
Yeah, Zico Lewis just striking that one just a little too hard. Forrest Lasso marshalling the troops back there. Allowed that one to go over their heads for a goal kick.
About Forrest Lasso with that full beard. You would think in over 100-degree temperatures, maybe shave that thing a little bit, Ryan?
I just want to give him a plaid shirt and an axe. Every time I see him.
Oh, nice second ball. Guenzati on top of it. Can't get through Archer, though.
Well,
Gadula. Hilton goes down. Crowd wanted a foul. Not this time. Meanwhile, full speed ahead for the Battery. Zarakostas trying to shake free. Just wide. Rowdies dodge another bullet.
Well, the Rowdies, we said before the game, have to prevent the counterattacks. And you don't want a counterattack when you're up 1-0, but Zarakostas gets in a one-on-one position because of the counterattack and just tries to clip it to the last post. Shows his right foot, goes to his left. Jordan Scarlett lunges for it. Evan Lauro was beaten, but the ball just trickles past the last post. And looks like there was a deflection either by the defender or the goalkeeper.
So this is Lewis. Dangerous ball this time. Lasso again involved. Well, how good has Lasso been defending set pieces here in this last 60 minutes of play?
Well, Neil Collins seeked him out after the display he had here in Al Lang Stadium by his command of the 18-yard area in the air, preventing corner kicks, preventing dead balls from getting in the back of the net. And Forrest Lasso is doing that tonight.
Not going to let his former team beat him here at Al Lang. Cross sent in. Rowdies play it well. Guenzati taps it out. Here's Angelo Kelly.
Well, I'll have you know, Rowdies fans, we love our nicknames in the booth here. And the studio, the team, has put it to a vote. And we'll let you know right after this sequence here.
Nick Hugh Daly. Rowdies with everybody marked here. Nemhart. And now Van Schaik. Van Schaik settling things down here in the 62nd minute. Rowdies still a goal up thanks to Seba Gwenzati. Good 1-2. Crawford trying to come back to it. And Crawford here going to be called on the foul. The Rowdies will take over possession.
All right, getting back to what we just talked about.
We're going to have our first substitute here tonight. It's going to be Jan Ekra, re-entering for Tampa Bay, Lewis Hilton, with a much-needed rest.
Great shift put in by the Englishman, and his coach recognizes that. Number 4, and Jan Ekra, Mr. Versatile. The veteran himself checks in. Well, as we take this dead ball, just a reminder, we love our nicknames in the booth in our land, and it was put to the vote by our producers and the team. And Forrest Lasso unanimously wins the vote of the lumberjack at the back. And yet another whistle tonight. And it's going to be the MVP, Van Schaik, gets into the referee's books.
Van Schaik booked in the 63rd minute. Here's what happened.
Here he is going up for the ball and just left his left leg out. And he catches Seba Gwenzati in a very awkward spot.
Van Schaik in his 6th season suiting up for Charleston. Just a savvy veteran. Jan Ekra. Last time we were here, Ryan, in that Atlanta United 2 match, remember he was on the wrong end of a nasty tackle. Shaken up a bit, missed a few games, and here he is back for the Rowdies. And boy, do they ever need Jan Ekra here in 2020.
Just brings so much to the table.
Fernandez, another dangerous ball. Brino gets a fist on it. Ekra comes up to play. Rowdies got to be careful here again. Charleston so lethal on that counterattack. Another chance for Zarakostas, and there is Evan Lauro.
Evan Lauro. Well, his defense is going to have to buy him dinner tonight. The counterattack was on. Zarakostas again at point-blank range, and Evan Lauro just brave goalkeeping. Going down to the Greek's feet and saving that one and preventing a certain goal.
Rowdies looked like they were on the verge of a breakaway, but very calmly pulling things back. And right now, Ryan, if you're Zarakostas, what is going through your mind? You've had 2 point-blank attempts.
Well, the confidence may have dropped for the youngster, and you hope not. But the opportunities have come his way, and he has been unable to convert for this Charleston team.
Rowdies playing keep away here. Gwenzati, and there's the flag up. First offside of the night called on either side, and here is Zarakostas. Rowdies can take a deep breath.
Well, it was Daly to Lewis, and then here comes Zarakostas on his left shoulder. Just flicks it to him, and Zarakostas' touch is like a little too long. Enough for Evan Lauro to get back in the play, and then he goes back for a second attempt. And there was Evan Lauro to deny him. And Zarakostas now subbed off. That's not going to help his confidence, but Coach Anhauser with a little bit of reassurance.
You know, I really like right there, Coach Anhauser assuring his guy, you want to keep that confidence up. You don't want him to go sit there and think about it for a week, what could have been. I think a good job of coaching.
It's a long season, and you're going to need a youngster in the coming weeks. But they've brought on the speedster in Marini.
So Zarakostas out. Dante Marini comes in for Charleston, and Marini, one of the great stories in USL Championship. Now he has overcome a serious knee injury, come back in and really develop into a consistent threat off the bench for this Charleston side. He wears number 19. There he is, touching for the first time. Coach Anhauser just glowing when talking about Dante.
Just love to see players coming back from injuries. Such a long road. Oh, Crawford trying to do some magic in the last third.
Good takeaway there. Nebhart got it back for Charleston. Battery have numbers inside the box. Straight on shot and just to the right. Was deflected that time. Robbie Crawford. No, that was actually Romario Piggott who had it squared up, and I think there was not even a defender in front of him for a brief moment.
What a good chance it was. Here's Crawford coming across his right foot. The Rowdies bite on it, and he just flicks it across the Piggott, and he just splices it in number 8. Just by the penalty spot, exactly where you want to be. Now a goal kick for the Rowdies.
Well, it takes an amazing team to be the #1 construction firm in Central Florida. At Ripa and Associates, we believe in investing in our employees and in our community. Visit ripaconstruction.com to learn more. "67 minutes in. A real competitive, physical match we've seen so far here between Tampa Bay and Charleston.
Just looking at number 19, Marini. He is quick, low center of gravity. With these tired legs, and this Rowdies defense, he's going to be a handful to stay in front of.
Tie up there. And we're going to have a whistle and a yellow going to be issued to Leo Fernandez, who is racking them up right now. That is for Leo, I believe, his 3rd yellow of the season.
Speaking about tired legs, it was a half-hearted tackle by the Brazilian. And in the end, earning himself a yellow card. It's one of those decisions Coach Collins will have to make. Do you keep your attack-minded left wing back in Leo Fernandez, or do you dip into the pocket and bring in a more defensive-minded player?
Robbie Crawford. Another set piece coming up for the Charleston Battery. Evan Loro, clean sheet so far for the home side. Ball up in the air. Battery will send this one on. Dangerous spot and headed out of bounds. Well, fans, follow the Rowdies and the rest of USL Championship all season long on ESPN Plus, home to the USL, MLS, UFC, and more. Join nearly 8 million sports fans who've already discovered ESPN Plus and watch the championship live every week. Sign up today, ESPNplus.com. Leo Fernandez getting up slowly for the Rowdies.
We talked about the humidity. We talked about the 160-degree weather at the beginning. It's now taking a toll on these players, especially the wing backs for the Rowdies, who have to go from box to box on the sidelines. They cover the most ground out of all the players on the field because of the formation. And Leo Fernandez at that left wing back position. Seems that's taking its toll on the Brazilian.
Now entering the game, number 16, Max Lakawecki.
Max Lakawecki set to come in for the Rowdies. This is Malik Johnson, though, the Canadian who was so explosive last season with 3 goals. There's Lakawecki, who has come on in relief on several occasions. So far for Tampa Bay, Coach Collins loves the role that he fills, and just a non-stop worker.
Yeah, he's going to fill that role beautifully. We talked about the wing backs, and Coach Collins dips inside and pulls out 2 wing backs out of his bench, as Lakawecki and Malik Johnson come on to replace Dalgard and Leo Fernandez.
Jordan Doherty plays it right, and here's Malik Johnson.
Look at Malik Johnson. He wants to dance as soon as he comes in.
Such a different style. It's like watching a video game when you watch him in his craft.
Just oozes confidence, does he? The young Canadian. And that kind of breeds confidence into this Rowdies team as well.
Doherty, nice piece of work. Lakawecki.
Oh.
Sends it across the pitch with the left foot. Johnson will try and chase it down now and won't get a shot at it here in the 71st minute.
It was a good idea by Lakawecki, trying to find Tejada making that run on Guenzati. He's going to provide energy, and he's going to provide a lot of experience in that left wing back position to try and close out the game for Coach Collins.
Well, the USL Elite Pre-Professional Platform, USL Academy, allows clubs across the league to build a pathway to pro soccer, bringing together top local youth talent. Follow the success of the first Academy Florida Cup events. You can now apply to participate in the USL Academy League, kicking off in spring 2021. For more info, go to usl-academy.com or search hashtag USL Academy on social media. USL Academy, such an awesome feature of this great league. Rowdies proud to be a part of USL Championship. And now the battery with Nebhard. Trying to get that cross on. There again is Lasso, who has been a beast here tonight.
Well, the artist formerly known as Forrest Lasso, now affectionately known as the Lumberjack at the back, is dominating the 18-yard box. As the Scotsman, Crawford, gets ready for another corner kick. And 6s and 7s at the back, but the ball ends up away from the 18-yard box.
Nebhard, once again, for Laurel. Evan Laurel came into tonight with 6 saves, 4 goals conceded. He's played every minute for the Rowdies here through their first 4 games. And now Jan Ekra in the center circle, got a little tied up, lost it, and it winds up with Crawford.
Just looking at this Charleston team in the center circle, busy as can be, just disrupting the Rowdies in that area, and that spells trouble. If you win the center circle, you have a high success rate in soccer. And Charleston doing the job so far, pinning the Rowdies back.
Give Charleston credit, showing no signs of panic thus far. That'll be an offside.
And a teasing pass by the number 12, Nemhard. Trying to find Daly. Here's Daly. Looks like everyone is looking at the sidelines to see who's coming off.
Yeah, Jay Bolt just checked in for the battery.
It looks like it's the number 9 we talked about at the halftime, Drew. Boshua. Arthur Boshua, I think. Bosua.
Arthur Boshua with a goal to his credit this year. And that is what Charleston needs right now. Offense.
Big target man for the overlapping fullbacks like Nemhard and Gadula. Something to aim at. And Zico Lewis is certainly going to work off of him in the last 15 minutes of the game.
Ekra trying to get involved. Has not really been able to get settled in here.
But it's exactly what this Rowdies team needs. Some energy, some spark in the middle of the park.
Remember Poku from a year ago, the way he came on late in the year. Well, he's certainly going to miss his athleticism. When he wanted to get it done, boy, was he ever brilliant.
He was the bull in the china shop, running through the middle.
Jan Ekra certainly has that capability. Now this is Marini. Marini, a little quiet since checking in for the battery.
Misunderstanding between Marini and Nemhard.
Boshua in, Daly out. Battery now controlling. Send it right. Angelo Kelly, good decision. Left-footed, set up nicely. Rowdies eventually clear.
Well, the more the Rowdies get pinned back and Charleston can clip those balls into the box, the more chance Mr. Boswa could get on the end of one.
Johnson deflected it. Ekra, airborne. Can't win possession for Tampa Bay. Van Schaik comes down with it for Charleston. 77 minutes in now. And still a goal difference. Seba Guenzati, the lone goal of the night for the Tampa Bay Rowdies. And it looks like the second hydration break will happen right now. And remember, before kickoff tonight, over 100 degrees down on the pitch. And players, tell you what, I don't know how they do it. Let's take a look at the goal early on, end of the first half. Seba Guenzati, what a gem, served up by Doherty. Guenzati, this crossover right there. Sets it up, that little flick with the right foot.
You know what I love, Drew? Here he comes. Sizes up, Van Schaik cuts it back.
Oh.
Sharp on a dime, and then didn't ask for permission. Just used the outside of that right foot and just caught Brino totally by surprise. Big deflection with the audacity to try the shot. Conjured up the deflection and got a goal for the Rowdies.
And I'm going to take a chance here and say that a lot of the minds around the league, when they think superstars, even though Guenzati was in the Golden Boot running a year ago, they don't put Seba Guenzati in that category. I would beg to differ. I think he is ready to be a superstar. I think he already is a superstar.
I think he is. I agree. He is, like we talked, Mr. Reliable. And if you could get reliability out of the center forward position, that's a hard position to get that sort of consistency out of. And a goal like that tonight puts him on the radar. It's going to be all over the USL, a solo effort. And that just goes along with the statistics that he applies and puts up every year so far in a Rowdy shirt.
You know, you and I, we talked too with fellow broadcasters all over the league, and they have said, consensus, well, Tampa Bay this year may not have that one go-to guy, that one superstar. I think I'd beg to differ.
Yeah, but also Coach Collins asks his players a lot. He said the sum of parts always equals more than the individual. So even if you have great individual talent like Leo Fernandez or Malik Johnson, he asks to play a role. And Seba Guenzati plays that role every night for this Rowdies team. So you get to see a little bit of individual skill from him there, but he's asked so much to do on a given every 90 minutes from Coach Collins that it doesn't show up in the stat book. It doesn't show up on the field in front of the camera. It's such an important player for this Rowdies team.
No panic from Nebhart and company. Charleston now attacking from the left. Here's Marini. Marini puts it in a pretty good spot. Right at the 6, bicycle kick is on, and it's just wide to the left.
What a sequence by Charleston. The Rowdies playing with fire. The more they push them back, here comes the cross. It's headed back across the goal. Piggott, one touch, and here comes, he jumps on his bicycle, lets it fly, and it just goes a foot past the right-hand side of that post. Great attempt by the number 8. And Charleston pushing and pushing and pushing, just knocking on the door.
Lakawecki and the Rowdies right back, wanting a handball. Finally it comes. Van Schaik. And another yellow. He's going to be sent off.
You go back at that first yellow card a couple of minutes ago with Van Schaik leaving his left leg out and catching Seba Guenzati on a needless challenge. Now you get the second yellow card with the handball, but it all started with the first infraction, which was the foul on Guenzati, which was needless. Here he comes, Guenzati trying to control, flicks it, and here comes that left hand, sticks it out to prevent Tejada getting in on goal. Leaves the referee no doubt. And Van Schaik is off to the showers. And a hello, which is actually more like goodbye.
Well, so many days at the office for Jared Van Schaik. You saw how frustrated he was going off, but he also knows, hey, we get these guys 3 more times.
But what a time in the game when there was so much momentum from Charleston. Knocking on the door, pinning the Rowdies back. Now they're a man down with tired legs.
10 men the rest of the way for the Battery. Rowdies can't come up with a shot that time, so Brino will place it down here in the 82nd minute. Drew Felios and Ryan Davis. Rowdies trying to stay unbeaten here in 2020. This would be the 3rd victory of this season. See how the Battery respond, playing a man down here in their first offensive set. Marini. Lakawecki. Now, if you are Tampa Bay, Ryan, what's the approach here the rest of the way?
I never like to see it defend a one-goal lead, and I'm going to stay at it right now. Yes, you play a little bit more conservative. You bring a player back, an extra player back, but you cannot sit back and defend a 1-goal lead. It always comes back to bite you. And this Rowdies team has to stay active. If they sit back, those balls are going to continue to be lofted into the box. And Chicharo.
Ball emphatically was headed out by Scarlett. Here he is again. More danger for the Rowdies. Put inside the 6. Loro in trouble. And eventually behind the goal. And the Rowdies, wow, they are really flirting with danger.
Well, Lasso trying to rally the troops. Here's Chicharo. Just a little flick to the back post. It was Piggott coming in, and there was Bosua throwing his big frame around. The amount of times the ball comes into the box, the Rowdies, like we said, Russian roulette.
Piggott had it sent the other way. Jay Bolt now. Another substitution coming in. This is Kyle Nelson, a Charleston product who came out locally from Wofford College, was a superstar in NCAA play. Out of Austin, Texas originally. And the Rowdies once again go on defense.
Good job by Evan Lowry calling off Malik Johnson. And now releases Johnson in open space.
This is where Malik Johnson is so good, so dangerous. Doherty. Pass cut down. He'll get it back. Lakawecki. And Guillen.
Great job by Aaron Guillen.
So remember the Rowdies with that brand new back line coming into this year. There are moments where they show their vulnerability, but they have not broken here thus far.
Correct, just so much talent.
Malik Johnson, he can do it 1-on-3. Gets to his right. Far post for Tejada, who couldn't finish. Great idea though by Malik Johnson.
Well, the Tasmanian Devil has been released on this right-hand side. And here he is, wanting to dance, goes past Marini. He draws a crowd, he's like honey to the bees. Takes past Nemhard, just leaves him on his back. And then Brino comes out and the hard pass. And they just couldn't finish at the back post, the Rowdies. But Rowdies fans will be looking forward to the little number 14 on the right-hand side after a long layoff through an ankle injury. But what a player to bring in the dying embers of the game.
And here comes Lucky Mkosana as Ekra and Tejada both go out for the Rowdies.
Rowdies substitution to the 86th minute.
Interesting substitution. Jan Ekra came in earlier in the game as a substitute, now leaves as a sub.
Also, Kyle Murphy is checked in for the Rowdies, number 9, who is watching Mkosana work right now. Rowdies with Lakawecki trying to add another goal. Gwinsati! Shot taken down by Brino.
Well, Seba Gwenzati with that number 9 mentality, going for the shot, and he had every right. But Malik Johnson was yawning on that right-hand side. He would have strolled in on Phil Brino if Gwenzati just picked him up. But he didn't. He tried the shot, and Phil Brino got down well and saved it. But defense always starts with your forwards, and that's the reason Lucky Mkosana and Kyle Murphy are in the game. They're going to cause pressure from the front and try to slow down this Charleston team from creating an attack. And Leland Archer guilty of physicality on Lucky Mkosana. Well, Charleston down to 9 men, Drew.
Archer's played his heart out tonight for Charleston.
If there was a man of the match for the losing team, it would be Archer, that's for sure.
Scarlett. Straight ahead. And Gwenzati, rather Murphy, the flag will go up. And Rowdies now glance up at the clock. Just 3 minutes away from the end of regulation. Keep in mind, with a win, Charleston could have grabbed the lead tonight in Group H. Rowdies not letting that happen. Here's Malik Johnson. Does he have some magic for the Rowdies? Scored! Yes, he does.
Air Canada coming on the right-hand side. A little bit of shake and bake. Here he comes. Nemhard says, not again. Oh, yes, again. Here he comes. Leaves him on the ground and just slaps it to the far post. Across Phil Brino. What a strike. What a move. Malik Johnson, everyone, seals this game for the Rowdies. An individual effort on one end. And the first goal in front of a Ralph's mob is an absolute beauty by Malik Johnson. Individual abilities, individual efforts on both ends. And the Rowdies, 2 goals up to the good.
Head coach Neil Collins said, we want Malik Johnson to come back with a bang. Guess what? We just heard that bang.
Well, everyone can breathe a sigh of relief in the green and yellow. Charleston were knocking on the door. And Malik Johnson just delivered Coach Collins a gift.
Was it the final blow for the Battery? It looks like it very well may be. Charleston still playing with 10 men, Rowdies with the edge. And Malik Johnson, remember the first game we did here, coming off the pandemic, in that Atlanta game, we saw Malik Johnson in the stands as a spectator watching that night. And he just looked like, you know, I'm just not quite ready yet to do my thing, as this thing has affected so many people. Athletes, of course, in general. Rowdies not done. But there's players, Ryan, that just simply weren't ready to come back at the specific time. The Rowdies did not have a lot of preparation, no exhibition time, just a couple weeks of practice. And the way Malik Johnson plays just needed that extra couple weeks.
You know, that's the beauty of what the general manager Lee Cohen has put together here. He brought in depth into this Rowdies organization, and it allowed players like Malik Johnson to come back at his own pace.
Morgan Auto Group corner kick coming up. Lucky Mkosana will do the honors. We're into extra time here. 5 minutes of extra time. 5 minutes.
Game kept on the field. The center referee has added a minimum of 5 minutes of extra time in the second half.
Oh, great turn. He looks in tremendous form. Mkosana with a good idea on the flick back. Gwenzati couldn't believe they called him offside, but he's got to stay with it because Tampa Bay with another opportunity here. I love the legs off the bench. Spirited play we're seeing from the home side.
When you have players like Malik Johnson, Lucky Mkosana, Kyle Murphy coming off the bench, it is a nightmare for tired legs or any legs for that matter.
Damaduro could go forever.
Dominic Aduro, the little engine, can run for 95 minutes in 106-degree weather, Andrew.
Battery at a distinct disadvantage late in this match when Jared Van Schaik was sent off. Epko Sana trying to pad the Rowdies' advantage right now. Goal differential average. Rowdies want to add to it. Johnson.
Oh, great cross.
Fisted out by Brino. Guillen and Aduro.
Teasing cross by Malik Johnson.
Just
a little bit of room and he whipped it in. Enough to get Brino out of his goal.
If you're the Rowdies now, this is where you just have fun.
This is where you enjoy possession. Charleston have to chase the game.
And if you're Tampa Bay, even take another shot. Kyle Murphy trying to get free. Couldn't do it. Brino takes care of the rest.
Well, Kyle Murphy did the right thing. Got the ball over his shoulder, brought it down, faced the defender up. Just try to get a shot off pass Phil Brino. Well defended at the end. There I see number 5, the Archer man himself.
Malik Johnson.
Look
Cross.
at the ball. Look at the ball.
Set it on a platter that time for Murphy. And Murphy just could not square it up. Great idea, though.
They didn't realize that Air Canada also serves drinks, Drew. Here he is on the right-hand side. Pours him a lovely glass of wine. And Kyle Murphy doesn't oblige.
What a find Malik Johnson was coming from Toronto. A guy that his numbers didn't really say a lot, but that's just Coach Collins saying, you know what, I believe in this guy. He's got a future.
He's completely turned the game upside down. Charleston were knocking on the door, banging on the door in the 80th minute. Malik Johnson gets a small breakaway from Evan Lauro and just goes on a solo run, puts this game to bed. And now we're staring at a 2-0 comfortable win for the Rowdies.
Now it's all about preserving the clean sheet. In swing this time. Lasso again. Heads it out for the Rowdies.
True. It's the lumberjack at the back. Thank you very much. Powerful header. Towering header.
Oh, scored. Finally they get one. That's Jay Bolt on the header inside the box that time. And the clean sheet is out the door for Tampa Bay.
Looks like the referee is going to consult with his linesman here.
Let's see if this goal is going to stand. Whistle came in a little late that time. Would cut the Rowdies' lead in half here in the waning moments. And they're going to take it off the scoreboard.
Well, we talked about the game of Russian roulette the Rowdies were playing, allowing those crosses, not pressuring the ball. But one gets in the back of the net. Here's Crawford with some time, whips in a beauty of a cross. And there's Bolt. Well, he came in from an offside position. When Crawford struck that ball, the number 2 was offside, and he took a step back to behind the line to head it in. But as we know now, it's when the ball is struck, where the striker is, where the attacker is at that point. And he was in an offside position when Crawford struck the ball.
So clean sheet preserved for Evan Lauro. And the Rowdies on the brink of securing their 3rd win of the 2020 season. 2-0 the final score. The Rowdies take down the Charleston Battery. And now sitting nicely with 11 points in this young 2020 season. One of the goal scorers, Seba Quinzati. We've got the highlight reel and we'll wrap this one up next.
Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Jennifer Davis was the last person you'd expect to have a heart attack. But despite appearances, she had a spontaneous coronary artery dissection of the left anterior descending artery. But after being rushed to Baycare's St. Anthony's Hospital cath lab, doctors inserted 2 stents, which opened her artery. And thank heaven, this extremely rare attack was treated at an extremely rare hospital.
This is crazy.
No, what's crazy is you don't think I'm a soccer superfan.
And you think you can block all 15 of my shots in different jerseys.
Yep, one for each dealership we have in the Tampa Bay area.
Yeah, all right, Mr. Superfan, we'll see.
You're right, that was crazy.
You're going to be the official sponsor of the Tampa Bay Rowdies?
You know it. You got like an ice bath around here or something? When you make it Morgan, we make it happen.
Rowdies are still unbeaten. 3rd victory of the season. 2-0 over the Charleston Battery. A fun-filled night for Tampa Bay. End of the first half, Seba Guenzati, what a play.
Well, 2 goals of the season coming in succession. Seba Guenzati cuts it back and with the outside of his right foot gives the Rowdies a lead for a solo effort, and the home team go in front. The second goal comes from Air Canada himself, Malik Johnson, puts them hard on his back and then just slaps it to the last post. And again, a solo effort. Here he comes again, takes on his defender, and look at the finish. Calm, cool, collected. 2 goals of the week for the USL in 1 match. And the man of the match goes to Guenzati.
2 tremendous individual efforts on goals. And the Rowdies' future schedule looks like this. Back-to-back away matches at Miami and Atlanta. They're back here at Al Lang on August 16th, followed by a game on the 22nd against Atlanta United. But that'll be Miami coming in on the 16th, and then heading to Charleston at the end of August. Hope you enjoyed it. We certainly did as well. The Rowdies' 3rd win of the season, still have not lost. 2-0 the final over the Charleston Battery. For our phenomenal crew here in downtown St. Pete, alongside Ryan Davis, I'm Drew Felios saying good night.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.